Hello, hello, hello! Welcome back to Tiny Blue Games. My name is, of course, Seesaw or Chris, and today we're talking about Final Fantasy XIV in 2023. It is the PM, the evening over here, and in other places. We are streaming at a bit of a different time, so welcome those who could join. It's good to see everyone. Yeah, we see people in the chat. Look at all that. Lots of people in the chat, actually. And apparently you can hear me, which is always a good sign as well. Oh, and what I should do before I forget, just because I know there'll be questions. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Yeah. There you go. There you go, there you go. But yeah, no, I've seen lots of people in the chat. I've seen Chuckleg, Yurku, Zakuro. Who else we got? We got Terminus, Olaf, Branson. Look at everyone. So many people. This is awesome. And we'll kick off in just a second. We'll probably do the full 90-minute stream, though maybe it'll be an hour. I have no guarantees between those two, but we'll see. I'm thinking probably 90 minutes. I'm feeling strong. I'm feeling strong. Oh, we got a friends request already too. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Someone named MS. Fantastic. And Jamie Iced Tea, we've been live for 1 minute and Seesaw is already dancing on the table. It's very true. Prestige, hi Seesaw. Look at everyone. This is great. I should, almost like I should stream at other times sometimes, hey? Almost like it. But yeah, anyways, I thought it would be good to do a stream at a different hour. I know we usually do the same stream all the time, which works out for me and works out for a lot of regulars. But it is always good to try and accommodate to the other parts of the world as well. And hey, you get Seesaw's voice after having been awake all day as opposed to just waking up. So a little bit of a different, I don't know, different reading of the lines. Did I accept this? I don't know if I did. All right, there we go. Prestige says, hi Seesaw, hi Prestige. Druckleg says, excuse random friend requests. And it's just, it keeps giving, we'll investigate it after. Oh, and we've got a couple of people in game. Look at this. They always find me. Found me on the table. So fun. Branson says it's 2 a.m., but I'm persevering. Yeah, the regulars were less excited, I think, about the time. It's 6 p.m. here, so, you know, just after dinner. I mean, I eat dinner at a very early time. I eat like at 5:30 every day because I'm... My friends think it's because I'm a senior citizen, but it's just, I don't know. I like, as soon as I'm done work, I'm going to either like binge a bunch of snacks or eat dinner. Although I just tend to binge snacks before bed. So I don't know if it's any better. But yeah, that's my routine. But yeah, we're going to continue the MSQ for Stormblood, I guess technically. But we are on the way to ShadowBringers. We're very close. I think Yuriku said we're getting into the juicy stuff. I was pretty excited to stream, and I know I have a couple busy weekends coming, so I really wanted to try and fit this in, and that's another reason that we've done this time. So, let's get into it. Let's see what we've got to go with. Lord Hen is expecting you. May I show you in? You sure can. Oh, the whole gang's here, eh? Look at this. Now, let's just reminisce about what we just did for those of you who might not have seen the last stream, and for myself to remember. We did a bunch of stuff in the steppe once again, the steppe, where we were trying to bring back the Aether to the deserty area. What's it called? I can remember this, don't you worry. I'm actually going to be able to find it on the map. This might actually be, like, worse. Where is it? It's like the worm, right? No, the what's it called? It's like somewhere here, the deserty area. where Alphino crashed. We're trying to restore Aether to that area. And I think we did pull that off, so we're going to try and see what the kind of next steps are. Judging by your triumphant expressions, I take it it all went well in the Azim Steep. It sure did. The burn, thank you so much. The burn. I should like remember like sunburn, burn. It makes sense. It makes sense. Indeed, we have secured a suitable source of energy for the barrier. Because we're lifting stuff into the air is like the big plan. There's a big complicated plan. There always is, isn't there? Good. Taturu and I have commissioned Garlean Ironworks to ensure that the field generators function as they should. A team of engineers stand ready to set out for the burn at a moment's notice. You only need say the word. Game volume is a bit low. Okay, I'll check into that right after this cutscene. Try and remind me if I forget, but I'll try and grab it. I thank you for engaging their services on our behalf. The minutiae of arrangement may leave to me. You may leave to me. My goodness, this is gonna be after a day of work. This is seesaw. Just totaled. All right, which just leaves the small matter of our alliance. So Yugiri Hakuru, how fared you with our neighbors? My lord, all of the factions we approached are in agreement that the Empire poses a threat, and many responded positively to the talk of an alliance. From Hinganshi and Suinoisato, however, we received outright rejections. The former will not break its treaty with the Empire, and the latter will not involve itself in a conflict. Just as we expected then. Well, there is naught to be done about it. We must focus on the rest. To each of our nations that were amenable to the alliance, I will personally send a missive. And once I have attended to that, I believe we will have done everything we can to fortify Doma's defenses. For the time being, at least. All of which means I may leave for the meeting in Alamigo with a lighter heart. Yugiri Hakuru, if you would be so kind as to hold down the fort in my absence. Right, because he's going to go... We want him to join, like, as the 5th alliance, right? Because we had Ishgard join in the last expansion, and this would be, like, the formalization of this alliance ship. You'd think at a certain point that alliance would become so strong that we could just, like, defeat the Empire, but I don't know. My friends, we could not have achieved so much in so little time without your help. For that, I give you a heartfelt thanks. Till the meeting, then. I like our outfit so much, too. I took the liberty of asking Thancred to attend as well. He should have arrived in Alamigan quarter by now. Then let us not keep him waiting, shall we? All right. My predictions for Shadowbringers, in terms of characters that are going to be like important, I think Y'shtola is going to be important because she like kind of wasn't there very much throughout Stormblood, and she's recovered and she has a lot to do with Aether. And then I think Thancred as well is going to be quite important. I have no idea if that's going to pan out, but I think they're two... It kind of seems like we get a subset of Scions whenever we go places. We were going to do the volume. System configuration, volume. Oh yeah, we're all the way down to 20, eh? Let's... I don't want to double it maybe, but let's go to like... I'm trying to get 30, but it's not giving me 30. We'll go to 31. See if that works. Zakuro says, I wonder if we'll ever get the actual to actually go into Hingashi. Irko says, oh, predictions. Oh, they're just giving me smiley face. Daggett says 45. That seems so loud, but I mean, I guess it's not when you think like it goes all the way to 100. All right, we'll try 40. Let me know if it's too loud or if it's too quiet still, and we'll you know, adjust. There has been a lot more talking cutscenes, so like it's a good call. I tend to just put the volume down when I'm like, probably when I was doing the Ladies' Day quests or whatever. I tend to just bring the volume down a bit. Where are we off to? Yerbanya. Let's roll. What you hear is not the same of what gets streamed. That's actually fair. I guess I could change the volume of what I hear. I love it when like the chat knows more about streaming than I do, which isn't hard to do. It's not hard to do at all. Well, let me know if it's good on your guys' end. Daggett says, but I can at least hear it now. That's good. That's good. Darkleg says, Stormblood is legit my fave expansion. I actually really enjoyed... Oh, I am like way turned around here. I really enjoyed Stormblood as well. And I think some of it, honestly, is the... like, I had low expectations of it. Like, a lot of people hyped me up for Heaven's Ward. People were excited for me to go into Stormblood, but I think there was kind of an attitude that, you know, it wasn't Heaven's Ward and it wasn't Shadowbringers, but you're still going to have a good time. But because of that, my expectations were lower, and it actually kind of surpassed my expectations in a lot of ways, which I think was good. So I don't know. I think everyone has like their own things they enjoy. I really liked the kind of the chillness of Stormblood, whereas I think Heaven's Ward felt like something big was happening all of the time, which can be exciting but can be tiring. Yeah, I don't know. Daggett says Stormblood patch content is good. Base part is not great. Yeah, I guess I would say like it has gotten better in the last part for sure. Y'shtola has told me all, and I duly told Urianger and Cry. Oh my god, I forgot Urianger. I really hope he's not a key part of Shadowbringers, just because I'm concerned to have to like read his speech bubbles. he's got a way to him, and I would be concerned. Kryle would be interesting though. Kryle gets captured pretty frequently though, so who knows. Kryle in particular was concerned about Alphino, but I assured her that everything that can be done is being done. She agreed to continue with her own tasks for the time being on the condition that I contact her the moment there is any development. So that leaves the four of us to attend the council. Arnvild is here to assist with security. Incidentally, though, the poor lad seems altogether too distracted for the task. Another one missing Alphino, I expect. But it's almost time. As soon as you're ready, present yourself to the guardsmen at the palace entrance. I shan't be far behind. Well, there we go. Oh, lots of chatting. Olaf says, I liked a lot of the first time, but I make alt a lot, and after doing all the expansions numerous times, it's the most of a slog. But I really enjoyed it the first time. I think that would be fair for it. Yurko says, Stormblood is definitely not my favorite, but I definitely think that it's underrated. Zikro just gives me a smile, and I like it. Prestige says, the Stormblood environments are so nice. I love the Azim stat so much. German says, Stormblood story is just good in their opinion, but all the content that came out during the expansion made up for it. Love says, well, hello, Mr. Seesaw. Well, hello, Love. Welcome to the stream. It's nice to have you here. A Friday stream. Patrick's here too. Look at this. I knew people were like, oh, Seesaw, we'll see who shows up. I'm like, there's going to be people who can't usually come to the streams that are going to be here. So it's good to branch out of my comfort time sometimes. So yeah. Branson says, imagine how much you'd expand your internal dictionary after spending an entire expansion of Urianger, though. Yeah, I don't know. You guys would probably hate it. You'd be like, Seesaw, you're like barely getting through these. Like, unless it was fully voiced, I could see it then. But yeah, let's see what's going to happen. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn, welcome to El Amigo. The Alliance leaders have already arrived. May I show you the meeting chamber? Let's do it. Let's see what's up. Who's got bets that we're gonna like somehow have like a surprise attack or something against it? It just seems like what would happen. Wow, look at all these people in the same place, eh?
Mistress Lys, Commander Aldin, it gives me great pleasure to formally welcome the city-state of Alamigo to the Eorzean Alliance.
This is so cool.
The pleasure is ours, Your Grace. I know I speak for all Alamegans when I say that we are glad of this chance to stand with our comrades of the Alliance.
Like, this really makes it feel like, hey, we've gone through like a bunch of different expansions in the game, and those stories actually matter. Like, I feel like just it's such a good job of showing like, oh my god, you made allies, they're actually going to help you in the next part. So cool, so cool.
And we, for our part, are glad indeed to be able to welcome friends both old and new.
Lord Hien of Doma, at your service. Pray, accept my heartfelt thanks for your generous invitation.
Nay, 'tis we who must thank you for journeying so far. And 'twould be remiss of me not to acknowledge the part the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have played in bringing all of us together.
Oh my god, America's talking to Hien. It's so cool. Like, such a good job. And it's such a little thing. Like, it really is.
In times of great unrest, you and yours have been our constant companions, without whom we would not be here.
I like how we're just chill in the corner. We're still the ones that nod. Love says, I love Nanamo. She's so precious. She really is. Daggett says, oh, this cutscene. Oh my god, we do get attacked, don't we? Yuriko says, yep, this one. Yeah, something. I'm not drinking any drinks that anyone gives me, okay? You heard it here. We're not accepting drinks, no matter what my character does.
With apologies to Lord Hien and Mistress Alize, it occurs to me that we have not gathered in this way since that fateful day in Uldar.
The fateful day in
The day I
Uldar.
lost my arm and my freedom. As I lay in my cell, never did I dream that I would one day be given the chance to represent my homeland at this council. I would not even be alive had you not plucked me from the jaws of death. You, Yugiri, and Alphino. Would that the lad could be with us.
It is sad that Alphino's not here. Alphino loves politics. Like, this would be like the main event of Alphino's expansion, would be this cutscene, and he's missing it. Olaf says, not even hot chocolate? Yeah, Olaf, you're clearly someone who wants to poison me. Definitely not hot chocolate. The more comfy the drink, the more chance I'm gonna get drugged.
I too owe my presence here to Alphino, in so many ways. Until such time as he returns, I mean to carry on his good work as best I can.
All right, let's get down to business.
Come, friends. Let us leave the past in the past and turn our eyes to the future. My Lord Hien, pray, tell us how things stand in the east.
Oh, good. They get to... I do enjoy that they, like, skip the summary. It's just cut to the new stuff.
Having heard the rumors of dissent in Garlemald, I dared to dream of a peaceable solution.
The Empire will not so easily change its ways. If the Garleans have a mind to take back Doma and Alamigo, we'll be hard-pressed to stop them, even with the might of 6 nations.
It's so interesting when you hear, like, the Grand Company leaders from, like, the ARR expansion speak. Like, it just seems so long ago that I was dealing with them, and they're pretty lame tasks at the time, but it's still cool to see them, like, kind of brought into, like, the more recent stuff. I feel like a lot of other games would have just swept it under the rug, but they're, like, I don't know, they're still involved, which is cool. Yurko says he does, doesn't he? He does, he loves politics. Alphino is missing out. Everyone else is busy with his favorite hobby. I don't know if you could call politics a hobby for him. Like, his number one thing that he's doing is, like, talking with people pretty much 24/7. His hobby is, like, fighting and, like, being a... I guess being a scion is, like, part politics, part, like, warrior of
But while
light.
we lack the strength to fight the tide, a course may yet present itself, if we read the winds aright.
The winds suggest but one course to me. One which leads from the sea unto the river and thence to the source of all our woes.
The Ascians.
The Ascians.
Indeed. All here have felt their blighted touch. It was the bringers of chaos who nurtured the Archbishop's tyrannical ambitions. They who bestowed upon him the secrets of summoning, as they have so many others before and since. And while they remain, we shall know no peace.
Our objective is clear. The question is how to achieve it. That our enemy parades about in Xenos' skin poses problems in itself, but Ere we get to them, how are we to infiltrate the Empire and get close enough to strike?
That's a good question. I don't know. Oh man, something bad's gonna happen to us.
While I see the wisdom in targeting the Ascians, an assassination attempt on Garlean soil would do little to aid our cause, even were it to succeed. It's time we used our enemy's preferred tactic. Subterfuge.
Also something Thancred's particularly good at.
You have an idea?
Speak your mind, Master Thancred. None here know the enemy better than the Scions, and you mayhap best of all. Whatever it is you propose, we will give it fair hearing. On that you have my word.
Very well, Admiral. My proposal is thus. We dispatch the shinobi to Imperial territory. There, they sow the rumor that the Crown Prince perished in the battle for Alamigo, and that the man parading around is in fact a corpse inhabited by a servant of darkness.
Well, it does have the ring of truth about it. And were the Garleans to learn that their future ruler is a puppet, the Empire would be shaken to the core.
Yeah, it's kind of like almost the truth, right? Like,
But at the risk of sounding stupid, would they actually believe such an unlikely story? I didn't.
yeah, it's fair.
Ordinarily not. But prior to his miraculous recovery, rumors of Xenos' death had already begun to circulate around the Empire. Ultimately, however, what the masses believe is not our chief concern. Our true objective is to create an opening for rival factions within Garlemald to exploit.
So kind of like upset their political system.
Just as a war of succession erupted in the wake of Emperor Solus's death.
A war which raged until but recently, plunging the Imperial House into disarray as nephew and uncle grappled for the throne. It is no coincidence that one of Varus's first acts as Emperor was to name Xenos heir apparent, family feuds being so tiresome when armies are involved. Not all welcomed his choice of successor, however.
Okay, is this like Hawk or whatever this is, the statue like watching us?
There is no shortage of individuals who aspire to the throne, who would jump at any chance to seize power. The news that Xenos is not only dead, but a puppet to diabolical forces would be too enticing to ignore.
The Empire would not be quick to recover from a second war of succession.
I am no stranger to infiltrating Imperial territory. With a team of operatives gathered from among the Alliance's finest, the plan should have a reasonable chance of success.
A reasonable chance of success. Yurko gives me a smile about it. The crow, griffin. It's the symbol of Alamigo. Okay, the griffin is something up with the griffin. I bet you it's the Ascians. They're like the masters of spying on people.
Doma already has shinobi in place throughout the provinces. We stand ready to act, and act we must. What say you all?
I'm for Master Thancred's proposal. We shine a light upon the Ascian and test the Empire's unity. 'Twas his plot that scuttled Doma's negotiations, was it not? Why then, if we can eliminate him, there may yet be a chance for peace. Let us wage this war of subterfuge, that we may one day lay down our arms. Gods know we never will while the Ascians remain.
I like how we've just like, oh. Okay. This is intense.
Sorrow.
So this is spooky.
History must be changed.
Who's talking to us? Oh, we can talk. What will you say? Who is this? I want to know who this is, yeah.
Ahead looms a calamity.
That's not good.
Ahead looms light, expunging all form and life. Twin dooms only you can forestall. Only you.
What's the matter?
Oh wow, all of the Scions are dealing with it.
There's a voice.
Spies in our midst?
Nay, I sense no such presence.
Let expanse contract. Eon become instant. Throw wide the gates that we may pass.
That was very interesting. So all of the Scions seem to have dealt with it.
Is it over?
What I liked about it too is, unlike this text box, it kind of took control. You couldn't stop it. Like, it was just you were dealing with it, which is kind of interesting. Oh.
Master Thancred!
Well, that's not good.
12 for Fend. Bear him to a private chamber. Have every healer make ready. Swiftly!
Could you imagine? I predict Thancred will be a big part of the next expansion, just immediately gets killed in the first cutscene. Like, what?
Master Thancred remains in slumber. Though his vital signs appear stable, he's unresponsive.
Okay, well, he's alive, so that's good.
What could have done this? And why just him and not the others?
I'm afraid we could not identify the cause, my lady. Our examinations revealed no wounds, nor the presence of any poisonous substances.
I mean, it clearly is related to the voice, right? Like...
Gods, that only makes it worse. You're to let us know the moment there's any change, all right?
Thank you for coming. Knowing Thancred, he would apologize for being otherwise engaged at so crucial a juncture.
In gifting us a course of action, Thancred sowed the seed of all that is to follow. We have but to nurture it as best we can. To him, I would say, rest easy, that he may wake to enjoy the fruits of our labors.
It's kind of hard, though, because, like, he was going to kind of lead the plan. Right? Like, who else is going to be sneaky? Do you think Seesaw is a good sneaky person? Like, not
now,
my
the matter
style.
of the mysterious voice must not be forgotten. Will you tell me exactly what happened?
Alize and I heard a voice in the moments before Thancred collapsed. It was accompanied by a severe headache, as if something were clutching at our minds. Did you experience the same thing?
I would say we did. He did say the shinobi should do it. Oh, okay, so he was, like, not necessarily the person on the ground. That's fair.
So, in between the voice and the pain, you felt as if you were somewhere else entirely.
Oh, did they not feel like they were teleported? Kind of into the abyss or the ethereal sea or whatever.
Your testimony confirms my suspicion. That which you experienced was, I believe, your soul being plucked from your flesh. Cooled.
Oh. Well, that's concerning.
Cold.
I myself examined Thancred. Reach out as I may, I could not sense in him the spark of life that is his soul.
Oh, so his, like, soul might have been sucked out of his body? and like he's just fine, but he's like still trapped. Who was it that we've already had someone trapped? Like Minfilia was kind of trapped like this, right? Like she was trapped in the ethereal sea. This is interesting. Huh. Love says, I'm thinking really hard to try and remember if I've ever seen, if I've seen many Lala Garleans. No, I wouldn't say there are many, are there? Erica gives me a smile. Look at this. No one's gonna answer my questions because they're too story specific, and it's fair.
That Thancred alone was stricken so is likely due to his heightened sensitivity to the effects of ether. A consequence of his prior possession by the Ascian Lahabrea.
Lahabrea. Is he more sensitive than? I thought Y'shtola was like the most sensitive. I mean, we're also the ones who like constantly have echoes. Like, you think we would be the ones who were like soul plucked. Things are getting so juicy. Yeah, they really are. This is why I wanted the stream. I'm like, I need to go.
Whoever it may be, reached out to you, called your souls, and in so doing, caused you and yours such pain.
But if that's true, where exactly are we being called to?
It's a good question.
I know not. Yet one thing is plain. Whoever waits for you on the other side is possessed of a power unlike any I have ever known.
Forgive us, Lys, but may we leave Thancred in your care for a time?
I mean, he's gonna
As
just
if
sit
you had
there.
to ask. I may not be a scion anymore, but I'm no less a friend.
All right, he's technically not a scion. I keep forgetting that. Daggett says to Aether, but Thancred was possessed by an Ascian. Possessed. I mean, like, he just kind of tumbled to the floor.
Don't worry. I'll see to it that Thancred's well looked after. Just focus on solving this mystery, all right?
Oh, possessed, like, that's why he's more sensitive. I'm sorry, Daggett. I'm with you. He was possessed, so that's why... okay, I'm with you. He's very sensitive and easily influenced by ether now, and now has completely lost his ability to control ether. Y'shtola is now blind and has to see by sensing ether directly, so kind of different. So he would be the easiest to, like, probably steal soul from. Like, if
Thank
like
you,
is
Lys.
ether soul, like, I don't know. This is I don't know. I think this is what Shadowbringers is gonna be about, is ether, I think.
As the Elder Seedseer says, 'tis no ordinary individual we are dealing with. Nor can we discount the possibility of Ascian involvement.
Oh no, I mean the spooky voice in our head, we have to like almost guarantee Ascian involvement at this point.
Whoever or whatever is behind this, the sooner we find out, the better.
Wow. I mean, I knew something was gonna happen. I did not expect that. Talk about a cutscene, though. Alright. I just tried to call Irianger on his link pearl. He didn't respond, but I dare to hope that he possesses some knowledge we do not. Ah, we gotta go talk to him, don't we? Ah, Irianger. Something happened during the meeting. Thancred's collapsed. A disembodied voice suddenly started... What? But that's... We should talk about this in person. All right, we'll meet you there. Oh, maybe he... I wonder if he dealt with it too. That was Irianger. He heard the voice too. Yeah, he did. All right. Spooky. In Thanalin? As we alone were sufficient... or afflicted at the meeting, I had my suspicions. But if the voice also spoke to Irianger, there can be little doubt. The Scions were being targeted specifically. So you would assume Alphino also heard this voice. By whom and to what end is the question? one to which we must find an answer with all possible haste. Oh, we get an angry face. Look at that. Look at that. For when Seesaw's angry. You have learned the emote endure. I don't know if like endure is really what I get from it. Can we zoom in? You silently endure. I was expecting something more. All right. Well. Endure is what you do when you have a headache. Okay. Oh, because we had a headache from the voice, so we're silently enduring. It's a facial expression, lol. I was expecting way too much from it, is what you're all saying. Urianger agreed to meet us at the Rising Stones. If any of the others heard the voice, we'll find out soon enough. Good luck. I should go back to the meeting with the Elder Seedseer, but if there's anything I can do, anything at all, you must let me know, alright? Promise me. Yeah, Lisa's definitely not going to be a big part of this next expansion. Right, let's be on our way. To the Rising Stones. It's been forever since we've been there. Love says it makes it look like you're pooping. Good. An important expression to have. Ah, there he is. Mr. Complicated Lines.
Urianger! God, it's good to see you.
Oh, it's voiced. This is a happy meeting.
Would that our meeting were under happier circumstances. I judged the voice sufficient cause for concern even before you sent word of its effect on our comrade.
Oh god. Asian piano music.
You heard it too, then?
Aye. And all but certainly at the selfsame instant. Alas, pained as I was, I could make little sense of what few words did then reach mine ears.
God, he says like 8 words to say a word. Like, he's cool. He's a cool character. Yeah, you're Seesaw. Oh, thank God, it's voiced. I don't have to read any of Urianger lines. Yeah, if he's like a main character in like Shadowbringers, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Who do you think is responsible? Could this be the Asians doing?
It's totally the Asians. Like, voices in our head, spooky piano in the distance. Like, this has it written all over it. Stan says, starting from these patch quests and onward, there is much more voice-acted cutscenes than before, like 2 times more. Yeah, I've noticed that even, like, the last stream as well. It's, like, a lot of voice, and, like, good voice acting, too. I remember when Y'shtola got hit on or whatever, like, it was funny. It made me laugh. It was good. And welcome, Stan. I don't know if I saw you in the chat yet, so welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good Friday.
That I cannot say. Not when so little is known. Ere I indulge in speculation, I would examine Thancred with mine own eyes.
I know. Yeah, he'd be the one to tell if there was something weird with him. A little son, yeah, little son.
To Alamigo then, without further delay.
Alize is like, I can't lose another person right now.
One other thing. During my visit to the Far East, I observed a strange phenomenon.
Thou referrest, I presume, to the localized reduction in etheric density.
Good God.
Well, that spares me the trouble of an explanation. Yes, I noted precisely that at 2 apparently unconnected locations. I take it the phenomenon is not limited to the Far East.
Indeed not. Of late, our agents charged with surveilling the beast tribes have spoken of little else. In every corner of the realm, they tell of places in which the ether hath grown thin. Naturally, my suspicions first turned to primal activity, But the areas thus affected betray no evidence of summoning. I must confess to being quite perplexed.
If the same phenomenon is being observed in multiple locations on opposite sides of the world, we may safely discount regional factors. Needless to say, this warrants further investigation.
So are they saying, like, there's new areas that are having, like, ether, like, diverted from them? Kind of like what they restored it to the burn, but are they finding new places like the burn now that have, like, ether diverted away from it? Like someone's playing with this power. I don't know, it's kind of spooky.
Indeed, I shall make it my task to.
Oh. That's not good.
The voice. It calleth to me once more.
Like just him. Is his soul getting sucked? Oh no. Oh man, are we gonna lose all of our friends?
I hear it too.
Oh, here we go.
Only you. Only you.
No!
This is a cool effect.
Throw wide the gates.
No. No, this can't be happening!
Oh, they're both taken. That's not good. That's real not good.
Y'shtola, Urianger, open your eyes!
Oh, Lise is gonna be like, or not Lise, Alize is gonna be a mess at the end of this. Digit says, just less than usual ether. Okay, so like lower amounts of it. Yurko says, Y'shtola noted that there was a lot less ether in the Azim steppe than normal. Now they're finding the same thing happening elsewhere. So just like, it's kind of being taken somewhere. With Urianger, it's not sucked, it's sucketh. Terminus says Soul Sucker is the prequel to ShadowBringers. Kind of, though.
Open your eyes, I beg you.
Ah, spooky.
Say something. Anything. Not again. Please.
Aw, look how sad we are. Oh, now we're tough now. We had a moment. I like it. We showed emotion. We weren't using our endure facial expression during that moment there. We missed it for a second. All right. I mean, who's left then? So we got Alize. I guess Lise is technically like not a scion, but like is around. Like, there's not many people that usually hang out with us. Forgive me, that was an unseemly display. It happened before your very eyes, my lady. None here would have behaved any differently. We have borne the two of them to the private chamber, but tell me, is it true that Master Thancred languishes in a like state in Alamigo? I'm afraid so, though given the circumstances, it would seem best to observe them together. I will send word to Lise that he should be brought here. That's spooky. I wonder if like Alphino, it's like getting the same voices. Like, cause could you imagine going through this by yourself somewhere? Like, I'm just losing my mind. It would not be good. Michael says, just tuned in, see where you are now. Welcome, welcome, Michael. Hopefully you're having a good Friday. Glad to have you in the stream. Zikuro says, you got Hore Boulder right there. The true scion. Yeah, don't forget Hore Boulder. Okay, that's going to be that's the true hero that's coming to ShadowBringers with us. Well, no risk of having to read Urianji Alliance ATM. I guess that's true. That's the one good thing that's come of this, is he can't talk. Take heart, my lady. The world is full of scholars and knowledgeable folk of every persuasion. Someone out there is bound to know what ails our comrades and how it may be cured. Thus we will arouse them no matter what. He's kind of a rock in the situation. That we will, Jorge. Jorge? I don't know. That we will. But first thing first, our comrades will have questions. May I ask that you explain the situation to them? I must attend to a private matter. Oh, I promised I'd visit someone in Limza. He's been waiting at Maelstrom Command for a while now. Who? You know, you should come along too. I think he'd be glad to see you. Ooh, is it Sid? We haven't seen Sid in for like ever. I also don't know who else it could be. Olaf says Jorge Boulder. All right, Jorge Boulder. He is like, Boulder is like the, like, look, I'm like, what, 1/5 of him? Look at this. I'm like a fourth. All right. To Limza, the busiest possible place in the world. The lower decks. God. All right, actually it's not like crazy. We need to go up to the aft castle. Aft castle. Jamie says Jorge Boulder and Seesaw Pavel. Aw, so cute, Rob. I was about to say Pavel, but you beat me to it. Well, whatever. You know, pebbles can be strong if like thrown at eyes and stuff. Like they're, you know, you can wreak havoc with that pebble. To be fair, you are a fourth of most folks. I mean, I'm like a half of most folks. A fourth of some, a half of many. Yurka says, and he is Ryogendon. You are at the perfect butt smacking height, though. So saith the lalas that chase me through Siren whenever I go there. All right. Let's let's get to business. Well, this guy's crafting. I was like, what's he doing here? Oh, look at someone. Zakaro's already here. Like, probably hours ago. Lennox says, pebbles can wreck spaceships. They're the most deadly space debris. There you go. Lennox coming in with a nice compliment. And welcome to the stream, Lennox. Welcome. Hopefully you're having a good Friday. Liking the support for Seesaw Pebble. Also, you've probably guessed it's Gabu we've come to see. I did not guess that at all. The private here will bring him out to us. Ever since the Maelstrom took him in, I've tried to visit as often as I can, and after what befell our friends, I was taken by the urge to visit again. It's difficult to explain. Wait, who is this? I feel like it's one of those moments in real life where like you're like, you know the person, but you're like, where do I know you from? Oh, the little,
Here he is, my lady.
God, where did we see him last? And this is voice? This is awesome.
Gabu, it's been too long.
Gabu, so cute. Oh, I was hoping he'd have a voice.
I'm afraid there's been no change. If he can see or hear us, he has given no sign.
I see. You're still fighting.
Back in 3.4. The last time you saw him was after his parents were killed and he summoned Titan in his despair. Oh my god, the creatures in how was I gonna remember that? who was gonna remember his name?
I'm proud of you.
Look at the quality of the scene. Look at her eyes. Like, this is amazing.
We promised that we would come and visit you together, didn't we? Alphino and I. I'm sorry that we haven't managed that yet.
Oh, they were gonna come visit him together. This is crazy.
You know, with the three of us like this, does it not remind you of that night? Of the stars beyond count twinkling in the heavens?
See, I remember that. That was at the end of Heaven's Word, wasn't it? Yeah, we were like in the place with all the whatever, the little flying guys, the Koopa Koopas. We were sitting there with Lise, and it was a really nice scene. I remember that. Or not Lise, Alize. Zikro says I have a stupidly good memory when it comes to the story of the game, lol. So you're telling me like Alize was like, oh, we're gonna go visit someone in Limsa Laminza, and you were like, oh, it's gonna clearly be Gabu. Or I guess you're saying like when you saw it, you're like, oh, I remember. That's wild.
I was feeling pretty low back then. Powerless. But I knew that my brother was close by if I needed him, and that the others would be waiting for me back at the Rising Stones.
I'm thinking of like the right moment, right? Like we were sitting with Alize at the end of Heaven's Word.
Not like now.
Maybe I'm thinking of a different, like, I don't know. There's a lot of really good, like, slow moments. This being one of them.
I've seen my share of trouble since coming to Eorzea. Been reminded again and again of my limitations, of how little I can change about this world. And I've come to know the sorrow of parting all too well.
This is a beautiful scene for like what this is, like.
But to have the people I hold dear struck down before my eyes, and be powerless to help them, that I cannot bear.
Like just the camera work and like the emotion in it. Really, really well done. Zirko says, yes, you have that right. So I can remember some game things. That's good, that's good. Patrick says, all of Eorzea is looking up and counting on you, Seesaw. You have the weight of the world on those Lalafell shoulders. I know, I feel it. I really do. I do. Stan says, and by the way, that at night has 2 different dialogues depending if you clear coils of Bahamut or not. If you didn't clear, she doesn't know the reasons why her grandfather sacrificed. If you clear, she understands and reminisces about her grandfather that night. That's so cool. That is so cool. Like, I love little things like that. Very cool, Stan. What will you say? You still have me. You don't have to bear this burden alone. You don't have to bear it alone. Our souls have not been sucked. We are. I mean, it'll be terrifying if she gets taken and we're alone.
It's pure arrogance to imagine I can solve everything by myself. You'd think I'd have learned that by now. Thank you. I don't know what I'd do without you. Well, that's more than enough brooding for one day.
No, so slackage. Yeah, no. I think Alize has, like, interestingly become my favorite of the Scions, at least in this current state. Because she was super on the outskirts at the start, like in ARR and stuff, and then even throughout like Heavensward, like this, I mean, this expansion's been a really big one for her. But she brings a lot of really good elements of a lot of the, like she's got parts of Alphino there, but is also a really good fighter like Lise. She's very well rounded, I think, which is very cool. And we did do the coils, which gave me a good introduction to more of her backstory as well. I really do enjoy her.
We have friends to save.
We do. We always have friends to save. It's not long in Final Fantasy that you can't say that. He's like, are you leaving? So does he just stay like in this building? I guess the other part of it is that, you know, most people playing Final Fantasy don't spend like 4 years between when they saved like this person from Titan and this moment. That might be more of a, well, I mean, like, I guess it would have been a while if you were waiting for the expansions between that time. But if you just started it, you'd probably go through it a little bit quicker. Let's return to the Rising Stones and take it from here. Like we just came here to do this. Okay. Thanks again for agreeing to come. It meant a lot. It really did. It really did. All right. Back we go. Irko says, unfortunately, Gabu was tempted by his summoning. He's kind of catatonic now. Oh. That's sad. That's sad. Terminus says, if you did everything when it was current, it was close. As someone who played at launch, it was that long away. And you remember it? That's crazy. I don't know. I mean, you'll learn that, and I'm sure you've already learned it from the streams we've done so far, but my memory, Mrs. Seesaw would not be surprised to hear that I had no idea who that was. Alright. Let's go to the Rising Stones. Dun-dun-dun. Yep, it was actually that long. Yeah, look at that. So yeah, that's why I've taken so long. I've purposely been giving myself the same experience that people who played at the start of each expansion had. That's it. That's what I did. It was calculated. I did some thinking on the way back, and I think Jorge is right. We need to seek outside help. Ordinarily, we would turn to our own experts on such matters, but they're both among the stricken. I will begin by reaching out to the Mirrid guilds and research institutions here in Eorzea. Additionally, Grandfather and Minfilia had a wealth of connections between them. I mean to explore those avenues too. We'll find a way to save everyone, mark my words. Much and more has happened in recent days. Some of it good, some of it not so. But all around me, people continue their fight. From the shinobi who searched for Alphino, to the Alliance members who make ready to move against the Empire, they march on in the face of great adversity. Bearing heavy burdens, everyone is playing their part, and so must I. You have your own part to play, I know, and it's bigger than most, so I won't keep you. Just promise that you'll visit from time to time, and I promise I'll have good tidings to share with you when you do. All right, there we go. We did it. Love and Olaf do not believe that that's why I've taken so long to get to this point. Fair. Ooh, there's a mean whale cutscene in the Imperial Palace. Is it Alfie? Dun 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 dun.
The Populares no longer present an obstacle. Now is the time to bring the Empire's might to bear.
Oh, spooky.
A word from your Radiance is all it takes. But one word, and the Imperial army will fall upon Alamigo as a pack of bloodthirsty wolves and tear that feeble nation apart.
Good God. He is freaky as ever.
Have you no words for me? Despite the lengths I go to, an emissary playing the part of a fool? When first I took this face, I swore to use all of my knowledge, all of my power, to further the cause of the Empire. My deeds stand testament to my commitment. And with this adamant flesh at my disposal, I could destroy the Icon Slayer as easily as one might swat a fly. Why do you hesitate?
When did he take this form? Like, I want to know who's possessing this person.
Our enemy is resourceful. Though victory is certain now, it will not remain so indefinitely. Deliberate if you must, but be quick about it. We'll speak again when you have unburdened yourself of doubt. Until then, I take my leave, Father.
I don't know what to think about. Like, it's cool. I still love that we get to see like the villain stuff, but I don't know what to make of any of this, and I'm sure that's probably what's supposed to be happening here. Let me catch up with that. The dev team often sets up pieces on the board several expansions in advance. It's, Myriad is an old word meaning 10,000. It was an alternative, more abstract meaning for very many. Oh, so like, oh yeah, I've heard myriad of guilds. So like many. I see. Daggett says end of 4.4. Oh, so this is the end of a patch. Yep. As you can hear, Xenos has a different manner of speaking. So, yes, but who? Is it someone we've heard before? That's what I need to figure out. Zikiro says, was the after credit scene of 5.0, but you see the face now, or 4.0. That was the after credit scene of 4.0. If you remember who the white-robed Astion is, then you know who is... But I don't remember who the white-robed Astion is. That is Xenos' normal voice actor. Oh, so normal voice actor, but different manner of speaking is what you're saying. God, this guy looks freaky too.
I should be the one to sigh.
What? Who's this?
I played my part to perfection. I had earned my rest, and then thanks to La Habrea's crowning act of idiocy, our favorite emissary sees fit to summon me back.
La Habrea? Oh, man.
Elidibus was ever a warrior.
What?
A most tiresome trait, would you not agree?
What?
What? Have you no words for me either?
Oh my god.
No matter. I've long grown weary of this mummery. Now, my dearest grandson, let me remind you of your place in the simplest of terms.
His grandson?
You do not make judgments, you administer them. Swiftly and to the letter. Naught else is your concern.
I don't, like...
Elidibus may be an insufferable bore, but he is no fool. His choices as emissary seldom err.
I don't. This is story bombs galore. Thank you, Daggett. Yes. Ah, yes. The introduction of Garly and Grandpa. Oh my god. I like how he was just hiding behind the throne or something, too.
If aught threatens the balance twixt light and dark, it falls to you to remove it. Be it by your own hands or by your armies, you have ample means at your disposal. That is why this empire exists, why I built it.
His facial expressions are just wild. I mean, so is the other guys too. Like,
have I touched a nerve? You always were an easy one to read. I pity you, I do. As they say, ignorance is bliss. And I know how much happier you would be not knowing the things you know.
So his name's Solus Zos Galvus. Nice, easy name to remember. Solus, I guess.
The founding father was an Ascian, and he created the Empire solely for the purpose of sowing the seeds of chaos.
Okay, so are we hearing that the Ascians founded the Garlean Empire? Is that's what's being said here? Like, help me. And so this is like third generation, like Xenos, the like guy with the like mean face, and then this is the oldest version, but he looks younger. So like, is this guy being possessed by someone? I'm so confused by why this guy looks so young. Okay, there it is. Yurko says that's exactly what you're hearing. MS is 100 points. Daggett says, yeah, though Garleans go far further back. He made them into a powerhouse. Okay, so Ascians are... Okay. I think I'm getting smiles in the chat because this guy looks so much younger.
I'm going to do my duty.
This guy, like, Xenos kind of seems unhinged. This guy seems like Xenos times 10.
To bring about a calamity requires no small amount of power, and there is no surer way to obtain such power than by collecting powerful pawns.
All right. So he wants a calamity.
I have labored long and hard, and I must say I am quite pleased with my handiwork, paltry though it seems in comparison to Alag.
Comparison to Alag. Oh, this is like... I'm trying to like uncode everything here, but I feel like a lot of it's just gonna go right over my head. Daggett says 50 years ago. Michael says everything will be explained eventually. Yes, I know everything will, and that's the thing with this is I trying to pick it apart right here, but it's meant to make me feel confused. What the heck? What?
You fiends are overfond of your own voices. Mark me, Ascian. Man is the master of his own destiny.
I did not. This is the one true moment where a face cam would have been very important. I've had my mouth open for like the last minute after that.
Such a waste of time and energy. Both yours and mine.
So he shot him, but he's just back again? Like...
Lest you forget you are Emperor now. If you wish to spout drivel about man's destiny, save it for the masses. It will serve to give them a sense of purpose, and you, pliant pieces for the game.
Well, that's concerning. I tell you what's not going to be easy to defeat on the Warrior of Light is someone who can spawn back like that. Oh, well, it says, lol, what the heck? That was the appropriate reaction. Remember, he's an Ascian. So what, that means he can just spawn... What is an Ascian, really? We don't really know, you know? Is it like... Is it alive? Is it not? Is it a spirit? I don't know. We're gonna have to find out, maybe. Daggett says Ascians can do that easy as breathing. Well, good. That makes me feel very comfortable about the situation. I did tell you you were gonna have more questions than ever. Good. Because I've had so few throughout this entire journey so far.
Oh, do stop sulking, boy. You, of all people, should understand.
It's so funny because, like, the older guy, like, he's just got, like, the grumpiest face on the entire time. La Habrea could do that as well. They are immortal. We always needed that white Auracite stuff to kill them. Oh, so they've got, like, a kryptonite of something. Farrell says Ascians were explained in ARR, weren't they? Yeah, like... What, 4 years ago for me, Farrell? We know that I forget things, and welcome to the stream. I mean, how explained were they, really?
Ours is a struggle to restore both mankind and the world to their rightful state. Viewed thus, our goals are one and the same.
Oh, Sonic's here too. Look, everyone's joining for Friday night. This is awesome. God, his face, like... That was a very cool cutscene. Like, that might be one of my, like, most jaw-dropping cutscenes I've ever had so far in this game. There's a meanwhile after a meanwhile? Oh, this is Alphino. Okay, so this is where they've been. It looks a lot like more lush. Is this what we did to... Is this the burn still? Oh, now there's no voice, though. What in the world? All right, let's catch up on chat. I've been seeing it going crazy. Daggett needs to keep written notes like a pyromancer. Moan Dirja gave her life to destroy... Oh, I do remember that. I do remember that, you know? I do remember someone sacrificing that. That just means you have to stream and play even more often to remember. Season might need to start over it. That's right. Pause it here. I'm gonna start another 4 years, and we'll get to ShadowBringers. If I fear Seesaw might not remember Mona Drea. I don't actually remember the name, but I do remember someone sacrificing themselves. Yes, I agree with Sicaro. You might have to replay IR. I mean, I could at least go to the story journal thing in the inn and maybe gather some stuff. They can jump from body to body, like happened with Thancred and Xenos now. So you need to imprison them so they can only be destroyed without possibly switching bodies. Okay, that makes sense. Back in AR, they talked about the Emperor growing old, thus the Garleans were not aggressive at the time. Ed says if anyone likes to edit, they can put together a recap of Seesaw's previous adventures for it to remind. God, that would be quite the editing mission, Ed. And welcome to the stream, Ed. It's great to see you here. Sonic says, not everything can be voiced, but definitely more stuff, as in you go Moan Brida. Literally Moon's Bride. There's New Game Plus now. Oh, okay. Well, what I'll have to do is just, like, go and read some, like... what I could do, honestly, is, like, I could check out the inn, but I could also, like, read a summary of ARR, because there would be no spoilies of that. That might be a good thing to do at some point, because it has been many years now. I'm not saying it's not my fault. I'm just saying you know, it makes sense. What in the world? Oh, we were not we were not focused on the lushness of the burn. We're focused on whatever this is. Just a bunch of corpses. Never a good sign. Dead. All dead. Yet I see no wounds or evidence of battle. I hate to say it, but they've had their souls sucked out of them, probably. Michael says, or moon breeder, if you go with the Asmongold pronunciation. I mean, would be more memorable, I guess. Dagan says, the overarching story arches 10 years from the start to finish. Oh my god, Aspen pronunciation still sticks with me when I play it. He's ruined the character for you now. Sonic says, I can also blame WoW, Guild Wars 2, and other distractions, though I'm glad you've been having fun. Yeah, there's been some slight MMO distractions over the years, but what you have to give me is like the slow, steady turtle of Final Fantasy streaming, right? Like, I'm sure when people saw how slow I was going, they're like, oh, he'll make it like maybe to Heaven's Ward or something, but we're going all the way. We're making it to the end one day. If it ever, we're catching up to live. That's the goal one day. Irko says, I'll never get over how he called Urianger Uber Danger as Archafont or Smart. No, you gotta stop with these. It'll ruin them for me too. I'll have them stuck in my Moonbreeder might be stuck in my head. That might be too far now. We'll see. Damn them. They finally used it. Used what? He just knows something that could do that. The Empire developed a alchemical weapon in Girabania. A gas. Black Rose is what it was called. And to breathe it is to breathe your wow, chemical warfare too. That's and that did this? They cranked their soul sucking and chemical weapons now in Final Fantasy. I don't know what to. It's never been more dangerous in this world. I thought the project abandoned and its vile fruit destroyed, but naught else could have wrought such atrocity. Yeah, it's not good. Not good at all. Sonic says you're getting the good bits, though everything's been tasty so far. The feast yet awaits. I'm inclined to call Endwalker Eatwalker because of the devs. I like it. Sonic says, seems really proud of their food. Sten says, don't worry, when the story is gonna pick up into a really nice pace, it would be hard to not develop feeling of I need to continue to know what's gonna happen. It's fair, it's fair. Sonic says Black Rose isn't a soul sucker, but it's a killer. They explain why it's so bad later, but I expect you'll forget, so I'll remind you. Well, this is why I've committed to doing just MSQ with streams now, is that I have my support chat here to help remind me when I forget about who someone is. I've got a team of specialists that are alongside me throughout this. Fools, what do they hope to gain with this butchery? Can they not see that a rule won through terror will not endure? How many more provinces must they lose? Nay, wait, this is not the work of men, but monsters, the Ascians. It cannot be a coincidence that their trail led us here. Their objective was never to rule, but now strife and discord. Such crime does not indeed bear the mark of the bringers of chaos. It does indeed. Black Rose cannot be allowed to kill again. We must find the Ascians and put an end to their plot. This guy is like kind of spooky. That's wild. Look at all the corpses. Ed says if someone has any interest in the non-MSQ quests, there are some non-MSQ quests in the first Stormblood zones that talk about Black Rose. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Sonic says, oh, so we are your pocket memory. Jamie says, basically, we're the wiki. Yoko says, I'm okay with this. Well, that's good, because, yeah, it's going to continue. I guarantee you there's things I'm going to forget. Zikro says, woo, 4.5, Shadowbringers is around the corner. So there's one more patch is what you're saying? Is this a good place to, wow, it's already been, it's like 10 minutes away from like an hour and a half. That's wild. That was like 2 cutscenes. It felt like, I mean, maybe it was more. It was kind of like a chain of them. But is this a good place to stop and we do like the stream in the next one? Or the next patch in the next stream? I'm trying to read through the chat. Jimina says, welcome to 4.5. Yurko says, yep, one more patch. Daggett says, 4.55 also. Zirko says, yep, there is a lot of cutscenes. Daggett says, gonna be at least 2 more sessions at this pace. Oh, man. This is a good place to stop, though. Yeah, okay, cool. So we'll probably pause it here. I apologize for the slowness, but it is so fun. It is really... I'll try... Hopefully I can get another one, like... That's kind of why we did this Friday time as well. I was busy this weekend, but I'm like, I want to stream. But yeah, I'm glad so many people are able to join for this time. Like, that's awesome. That's awesome. I'd like to see you continue, but leave the Rising Stone. Sounds about good points. Here, we'll walk out of the Rising Stone. We'll walk out here. We'll come out into the area. See if there's some people outside. Wait, exit. Did I not just, yeah. Like, didn't I just exit this? Farrell says, sounds about a good point to end for now, I suppose. That's in. Oh, I went in? That's funny. That's funny. The people who tune in and just see me do something like that are probably like, how has this person managed to get through the game? Here we go, we're out. Oh, and actually what I should do for the people who were not here at the very start, check, okay, I don't know who this person is, but like, check this out. Look at that. Look who successfully did some Little Ladies Day stuff. Look at that. And we got Irku back there, nice, nice. Oh, and who's that over there? Zakaro is coming over. See, we'll chill here for like a couple minutes. But yeah, that was like, I don't even know like how to digest what we saw there. I think the most confusing scene was in the Garlean like Empire room or whatever. I'm still very confused by what we witnessed there. Because like we think Xenos is being, like, Xenos' body is being used by an Ascian, but we also think that the granddad Ascian is being used by, like, I'm so confused. I don't know what to think. What's chat say? The problem is Mordana is instance now. Oh, this is instance now? How do I... Wait, like I'm instanced right now? Oh, what's this? A hot chocolate. Oh, someone's trying to, all right, we'll drink it. We'll see. I'm on stream and, oh, 2 hot chocolates. Wow. Okay, we'll use one right now. We'll drink a hot chocolate. So we're instanced even though we're outside. I don't know. That's an NPC, yeah, that just came and walked into my screen. adorable. That little wink in the dance is so good. Somebody boop his nose. Congratulations. It's a really fun dance emote. It is a really fun dance emote. This is where all the reveals really pick up. Oh, don't you worry. There's more where that came from. Mordana was split into 3 different instances due to a lot of people being here now with the new patch. There are so many people in Mordana that there are multiple versions of it. Weird. Olaf says, it's not me. That's not my hot chocolate. I'm not trying to poison you. A likely story. Brunson says, the zone has been split up into instances. It's so interesting. 3 identical zones. Because the new deep dungeon's there. Interesting. So like the Endwalker deep dungeon. Where, like... I've not done anything with deep dungeons in like a long time, but I think we can all agree I need to just focus on trying to remember story steps at this point. Well, I guess we'll call it here, everyone. Thank you so much. What was this time good for some people who like, is there some people in the chat right now that can't normally make it to like the weekend ones that was able to make it to this one? Like, because I do sometimes feel bad like when it's always the same time and like some people just always have to like watch the VODs. The weekends do work better for me, so that's typically why I do it, but I think it is good to switch things up every so often. So hopefully you enjoyed the stream. I had like a tremendous amount of fun today. It was, I'm so excited. I was hoping this would quench my like thirst for like progressing the story, but now I feel like I'm more interested than ever to see what happens next. But that's okay. That's okay. Irko says, this time was fine for me, but stream needs to be longer. That's what you think, eh? Sonic says, I'm fine with the evenings. I just happened to have a late shift today, but I wasn't able to make it until recently. Yeah, maybe we'll do a longer stream for like the Shadowbringers kickoff. Like that could be like a fun kind of event stream where we go for a bit longer or something like that. It's just hard because like there wasn't actually much reading today, but in some of the past Stormblood ones, like 90 minutes I'm pretty much like done being able to talk. This one was good. It gives me a nice rest period between it, and if it's gonna keep being like that might be good. But yeah, maybe we'll do a bit of a longer one for the kickoff, like even if it's just like a little bit longer, it would be fun, I think. Okay, I think we're gonna call it. Sonic says, I'm fine with the... Oh, no, you said that already. Farrell says, I could have made it to the stream earlier, but my sleep schedule has been a mess because depression sucks. Oh no, I'm sorry, Farrell. I hope everything's going well. Always remember you got friends in chat. Branson says, that'd be fun. Keep a jar of honey nearby. Actually, a tea with some honey will help a lot. Lol, you'll have to a good amount of rest since voice acting becomes more prevalent. That's good, that's good. Okay, this time for real. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for coming. Let's wave. Wave to everybody. Thank you for joining us in game at the end here. And let's do our little dance. I really do like it. I'm doing it for someone. Look at that. We get to do our little dance as we head off. Ooh, some fireworks too. Lovely. Thanks for coming, everyone. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. I appreciate each and every one of you so much. Have a great rest of your weekend. Thank you.